European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen warned lawmakers in the European Parliament that the Iran crisis is intensifying concerns over energy security and economic stability across the continent. Her remarks come after Donald Trump reportedly instructed aides to prepare for an extended blockade of Iran that could further disrupt global oil and gas supplies. Countries heavily dependent on energy imports are likely to face rising prices, adding to inflation and raising the risk of a global slowdown.
The consequences of this conflict may echo for months or even years to come. And this is why energy was on the top of the informal UKOS agenda. This is the second energy crisis within 4 years. And the lesson should be very clear. Our overdependency on imported fossil fuels makes us vulnerable. And it can fund strategic priorities at real European scale. So the way forward is obvious. We must reduce our overdependency on imported fossil fuels, and we must boost our homegrown, affordable, clean energy supply from renewables to nuclear in full respect of technology neutrality. Invest more in our new priorities, like research and development, competitiveness, defence. In the current European budget, we have set aside almost 300 billion euros for energy, 95 billion of which are not used so far. I know I'm preaching here almost in the wrong church, but let us use this to make the switch now to electricity, not just in transport, but also in industry and in heating.
Meanwhile, European Union regulators have announced fresh relief measures for businesses hit by soaring fuel prices linked to the Iran war, offering subsidies to reduce the impact of rising fuel and fertilizer costs. Under the temporary framework, companies in sectors such as agriculture, fisheries, transport and energy-intensive industries could receive aid of up to 50,000 euros, with the rules set to remain in place until the end of the year. The support comes as oil prices spike, driven by disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz, continue to strain businesses globally, prompting urgent intervention to stabilize key industries.
As you know, it's been 2 months since the conflict in the Middle East drew us to the biggest disruption to oil and gas supply. How long this is going to remain with us, how it is going to be solved, remains pretty uncertain, as it is when thinking about the impact in our energy systems, energy prices, on agriculture, fisheries and transport, fuel price compensations. For agriculture, fishery and transport, we allow for compensation for the price increase of fuel. For agriculture, we also cover fertilizers. Member States will be able to compensate up to 70% of a beneficiary's extra cost from the price increase of fuel and fertilizers caused by the crisis, so compared to levels before 28th of February.